An original, peaceful retelling by Nivi. Dear friend, welcome to Peaceful Reading with Nivi, where timeless stories are shared in a calm and peaceful way. Today's story takes us to a sunny meadow where two very different creatures see the world in very different ways. This is an original retelling of the traditional fable, The Ant and the Grasshopper. So settle in and let us begin. The Ant and the Grasshopper. It was the beginning of summer, and the meadow was alive with warmth. Flowers covered the hillsides. The trees were full of leaves, and everywhere the creatures of the meadow were busy enjoying the beautiful weather. Among them lived a little ant. Every morning the ant left her home and began her work. She carried seeds, she gathered grains, she searched for small pieces of food and carefully carried them back to her nest. Nearby lived a grasshopper. The grasshopper spent his days singing beneath the sunshine. He danced through the grass. He rested beneath the leaves, and whenever he saw the ant carrying another piece of food, he smiled. "Why do you work so hard?" he asked one morning. The ant stopped for a moment. "I'm preparing for the colder months," she replied. The grasshopper laughed. "Summer has only just begun. There's plenty of time." The ant smiled. "Perhaps there is, but I would rather prepare while I have the opportunity." Then she continued on her way. The grasshopper returned to his singing. Days became weeks. The sun continued to shine. The meadow remained warm and green. The ant worked steadily. The grasshopper continued to play. Sometimes the grasshopper teased the ant. "You're always working." And the ant would say, "And you're always singing." Neither thought much of the other. Then, slowly, the season began to change. The days became shorter. The warm breeze disappeared, the flowers began to fade. And one morning, the grasshopper woke to find the meadow covered in frost. He searched for food. There was very little. He searched beneath the leaves. Nothing. He looked towards the empty fields. The summer abundance had disappeared. The grasshopper suddenly remembered the ant. He walked to her home and knocked gently. The ant opened the door. She had enough food stored away to last through the cold season. The grasshopper lowered his head. I did not think about tomorrow, he admitted. The ant looked at him kindly. You enjoyed the summer, she said. I did. And there is nothing wrong with enjoying a beautiful day. The grasshopper looked surprised. But while we enjoy today, we should remember that tomorrow will come. The ant shared some of her food with him. The grasshopper was grateful. And as the winter passed, he began to think differently. When spring returned, the grasshopper still sang. He still enjoyed the summer. But now, each morning, he spent some time preparing for the future too. He discovered that there was room for both work and joy. He could sing, he could play, and he could prepare. From then on, the meadow had two sounds in the summer: the cheerful song of the grasshopper and the steady footsteps of the ant. Dear friend, there is nothing wrong with enjoying the present, but the future deserves a little thought too. We do not have to spend every moment working, and we do not have to spend every moment playing. A wise life often has room for both. Enjoy today, but prepare for tomorrow. Thank you for spending this peaceful time with me. This is Nivi from Peaceful Reading with Nivi. Until our next story, take care, be kind, and remember, even the smallest choices we make today can help shape tomorrow.